again.
Hey.
Man, you always do, man. That ain't fair. That's why I just stop and sit back and watch the show, man. Let y'all battle it out.
Oh,
Man.
man.
He got an unfair advantage
I do.
over us.
I do.
Booty
Yeah,
Rush.
I don't know what it is, man.
I
I think
I
I
know what it is. I just won't say because he
you got a pocket area
I
back
am
there
a-
or something, man.
No, I am a trained voice professional.
Hey, but look, he started the same time we started.
Sure
so
did.
Yeah, oh
he
yeah.
kept saying that, he started later, but that theory is wrong. He started the same time.
Nope.
Yeah,
nope.
yeah. But it's okay. It's okay.
Oh, man.
Hey, we can afford to lose to our friend.
Right.
We definitely can. We definitely can. Hey, Macon County, how you doing tonight?
Where's your sheet?
Uh-oh.
Do you have the sheet?
Yeah, I got it.
Okay, cool.
100.7.
Somewhere.
Got it.
I
Got
got
it.
it.
Got it. All right.
I got
There it
it
is.
somewhere. Look, have I ever missed it, Pat?
No.
Ever?
No.
Okay, all right.
Got
Do
it
you
with
think I changed tonight?
Nope.
No, just say no. Just say no. Hey, Macon County, how you doing tonight? Well, first of all, we're going to start 100.7 FM WUBZ with DJ Booty Rush at Hear Me TV, Tuskegee Virtual TV, channel 181 in town, channel 19 on campus with Pat Wallace, director, Kimberly Wright, and Jordan. So we got Jordan in the building, as always.
Yep.
CBTV, and guess what? We got a lot of guests in the house.
That's
tonight.
right. It's
Wave
got
to
a
the
long
camera,
night.
y'all. Wave a camera for
gotta
y'all.
wave at the camera.
Yeah.
Everybody
Long
wave
night.
at the camera. Hey, the old head got the wave too.
Hey, now listen.
The old head
Hey,
got
before
the
we
wave
get
too.
too deep into it, I wanted to set aside all the rumors. I got all these calls yesterday. Mr. Arthur Powell, the host of Black Consciousness Today, is alive and well. There are 2 Arthur Powells in this town.
Right.
So don't worry. Black Consciousness Today continues on. Wave to CBTV, Mr. Powell.
Mr. Powell.
Hey.
It's another Arthur
There it
Powell
is. It's
that's
another
back.
Arthur Powell. Yeah, had
Another
us all
Arthur
worried
Powell out there.
yesterday. So, yeah, just so everybody will know, he is alive and well. So
That's good. That's good.
we'll pray for the family of the other Arthur Powell.
Right.
You know, so that's I had to make that announcement.
Well, that's
Okay.
good. That's good.
Oh, yeah.
That's great.
Yep.
Arthur Powell's alive and doing well.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
All right. All right.
Yes.
So we're going to get on with the sheriff report. Got an interesting topic tonight.
Oh, yeah.
Very.
Got to say hello to Facebook Live. Thank you for joining us. I always got to say hello to our friends and our people out here in Macon County and surrounding areas that's joining us here tonight. But between the dates of February 1st through 7th, the Macon County Sheriff Department has received 206 volunteer fire transmissions, 1,168 landline calls, 155 E911 calls, 1,250 radio transmissions for a total of 2,779 contacts.
That's just up just a little bit. Last week was booming last week.
Yeah, man.
That was the lowest we've seen in a long time.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I missed
It was like
that.
2,500, something
something
like that.
Okay,
Last
yeah,
week
that's
was,
real
low.
it was really
Real
good.
low, yeah.
But that's a good thing.
Good thing,
That's
yeah.
a good thing. But we kind of go between that,
Yeah.
between 25, 27,
Right.
3,000 this time of year.
Right.
But as it gets hotter, a little
Yeah.
warmer, we'll start going up. We'll
Yeah.
start going
Oh,
up.
yeah.
But it was kind of chilly last month.
Yeah, it was.
So
Right.
people
Cold,
were coming out and doing a whole lot of things. And then you think about a lot of those calls were fire calls,
Yeah.
Right.
health calls, and things like that.
Okay.
On 2-1, County Road 45, we had a house fire. I just said that.
Okay.
On 2-1 County Road 19, criminal trespass, theft of property. 2-1 County Road 24, recovered vehicle. 2-2 Bourneville Road, criminal trespassing. 2-2 County Road 87, harassment communications. 2-3 we had arrest for domestic violence.
Oh, man.
2-3 we had arrest for domestic violence. 2-3 at St. Mark Road we had a property damage. 2-3 we had arrest for a probation violation. 2-4 County Road 10, promoting prison contraband. 2-5 we had arrest for making a false report. 2-5 we had arrest for a probation violation, and 2-5 we had arrest for possession of marijuana.
Okay.
So most of those were arrests.
Okay.
You know, and I keep saying don't bring no contraband to the jail because we're going to
Right.
get you.
Right.
I mean, we're going to put you there. Whoever you leaving the contraband for, we're going to put you in there with him. So,
Jarrell Howard gonna get you.
Hey,
Hey,
you
man,
can't do that, you
can't do
guys.
that, man.
No.
And it ceased to amaze me. Why would you try to bring drugs and cigarettes and stuff to give them to somebody that's already in jail?
Already in jail.
Stupid.
So we're going to make sure you join them. We're going to do our best to make sure
You miss
join
them that much.
If you miss them that
Man.
much, you need to be in there with them.
Okay.
And well, we always talk about domestic violence.
We hate that.
You
Two
know,
of
we
them.
hate those.
Right.
But I know from the case, I can't talk about the case, but nobody was injured in that case. So,
Right.
you know, that's a great thing.
Right.
But we always hate domestic violence, and we got to try to stay away from that and
Right.
stay away from these really hard crimes, which I call them, the assaults, the murders, the shootings, the stabbings,
capital
things like that,
crime,
capital
yeah.
crime.
Capital crime.
You got to stay away from that, and we don't really have any of those this week. I don't know what you had last week.
Right.
You know, I got to apologize for not being here last week. I was actually out of town at a sheriff conference. And the conference was very, very important.
Right.
You know, very, very enlightening on what we have to do as sheriffs. You know, all 67 sheriffs in the county
67.
were there. I mean, in the state were there.
Right.
Yeah.
And we actually have 20 new sheriffs in the state. So it's a good thing. It's a good thing to meet all the people, meet all the sheriffs around you, and we get together and we talk about laws and new things that are happening. Got to give a shout out to Bobby Timmons, who he does a great job with all the sheriffs in the state.
Okay.
And also, all the people that came to give us knowledge on what's going on. I think every big department in the state was there.
Wow.
Everybody sent somebody, and it's always great, even out of the governor's office.
Right.
People are there, the AG, state troopers, Aaliyah, everybody's there. We talk about mental health. We talk about every aspect of what's going on in the state, and we have to get together on that.
Yeah, you got to.
And that's just a great thing.
Right.
And we're all here for one purpose. All the sheriffs and all the leaders are here for one purpose in this state, and that's to take care of their counties and make sure everybody's safe. And I think we do a great job of that.
Right.
So that's always good.
Exactly.
But I see we got a lot of people in the house. You want to introduce the people?
Yeah, want to introduce our newest interns that are going to be handling Tiger Time. We got Mr. Aaron Fitz. We got Margaret Hall. We got Shyla Cunningham and Jocelyn Gusta.
All right.
And they are going to be handling Tiger Time. They're going to come on right after the sheriff's report and talk about their first episode of their show that they did the other day.
Oh, that's great.
So so they're going to be inviting everybody to watch their show. Their time slot is going to be 8 o'clock.
Okay.
So that's 8 p.m. and 8 a.m.
Okay.
So I put them in a prime time slot.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great. That's great.
Yeah.
That's great.
Let's give them a big round of
Give them
applause.
a big round. Yeah.
All right.
Man.
Tiger Time in the building, y'all.
Oh, yeah.
This the second. It's the second year, right? Tiger
Third.
Time. Third. Okay.
No, second year for Tiger Time. Third year we've had interns.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
All
we
right.
just started calling it Tiger Time last year.
You're right.
Right.
Right. That's
Okay.
great. That's great.
Okay.
Well, do y'all know what month it is?
It is.
Oh,
Black
yes, it
History
is
Month.
indeed.
And always a great month.
Always.
Always a great month. And we have a lot of issues.
Mm-hmm.
We have a lot of issues.
Yep.
And it's always a great month. But we had something very alarming, very disturbing that I saw today, and I think we need to talk about it.
Okay.
I always say.
Can I preface it a little bit, because we got to go back to what happened last week. Okay, so last week, was it the governor of Virginia?
Yeah.
They found a photograph of him in his college yearbook.
Oh yeah.
And he had painted himself in blackface.
Right.
And there's a guy standing next to him with a Klan
outfit
on, right?
Right.
So they're calling for this guy to step down, which he should do that. You know what I mean? It's
right.
terrible, right? He's denying it. He's trying to wiggle out of it.
Mm-hmm.
So now it's making people more aware of this blackface thing.
Right.
So what happened after that? They said, well, if he resigns, then the lieutenant governor will go in.
Right.
Well, the lieutenant governor has some kind of sex scandal going on, right?
Right.
So then the third person in line, he just came out and admitted, hey, I painted my face black years ago too.
Right.
So it's just like a wave of these people. And I'm going to tell you, the climate in this country is making it so that these people want to do this kind of stuff.
Right.
They want to call, and I'm going to just say it, they want to call the police on black folks for anything. They want to paint their faces black. They want to do all these insulting things because that's what's happening.
Right.
Now tell us what happened in Auburn. Let's go on into that.
Let's go back to that now. You know, we talk about how many years ago did this happen?
Which one?
College
Oh,
years.
in college years,
College year, yeah.
Right.
Okay. I don't know how I feel about that.
Yeah. It's
I really don't know how to feel about that. I'm not gonna. I don't want
Well,
to get into that because I don't know how to feel about that.
But let me tell you something. It would be different if he said, you know what, I messed up, man. Come on,
Right,
you cut me some
Okay, I
slack.
can take
Yeah,
that.
But
I
if
can
you
take
try to
that.
lie and wiggle out of it,
Yeah,
it's
I
come
take that
on,
one.
man.
Yeah,
You
okay.
just
yeah.
it's
I
a little
feel that.
different. It's a little different when you want
Tad bit different.
when you want to lie about
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
and denied it as you, why would it even be on your page
Absolutely.
if you ain't had nothing to do with it?
Right.
So, but
Well,
that's changing, and
That was
it's
last
starting
week.
to trickle down. Yeah,
Right,
that was last week.
Yeah.
So then tell them what happened that you saw.
The thing I wanted to talk about was what I saw on Facebook
Mm-hmm.
today. A young lady up at Auburn, Auburn High School. And I have to always say, I'm not a prejudiced person at all.
Right.
But some things kind of bother you and things that keep happening. And I don't get into being prejudiced.
Right.
Just state the facts.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? Because I keep saying I'm not a prejudiced person
That's
at all.
right.
But one thing that alarmed me, I saw a young lady, from Auburn High School. She painted her face black, and she said something to the effect, "Is this how it feels to be the N-word?"
Mm-hmm.
And that's disturbing.
Right.
We always talk about, and not saying she's prejudiced, but why did she do this?
Absolutely.
And we always talk about being prejudiced or learning this behavior. Is that something you learn, or is that something that's in you?
That is something that is taught. That is not something
Yeah.
that you're born with.
You're
That.
not born with
You're
that.
not born with that.
No, you're not born with that.
Look, in a place like Alabama, we got to remember it has not been that long since they took down those whites only signs and the colored only things.
Right.
And there are people now. Okay, I've said this before. If you haven't been, you need to go to the museum in Montgomery called From Slavery to Mass Incarceration.
Right.
And one of the things that just made me get chill bumps is that I saw a picture from 1963, and there's little white children, 8 to 12 years old, and they're holding signs. We don't want to go to segregated schools.
Right.
We don't want to go to school with niggas. We
Right.
don't want to do it.
Right.
Right.
Well, I don't know if they can use the N-word on here.
But here's
Okay,
the thing.
you know the N-word. You got
Now,
to say
here's the
N-word.
thing. Here's the thing.
N-word.
Here's the thing.
N-word.
There's we have a documentary that they actually say it. So that's why I felt I would just go ahead and say it
Okay.
to bring
Instigator
shock,
say anything.
to say shock value. But listen, in there, these little children are holding up these signs.
Right.
That's 1963. These people now are adults. They are in the legislature. They're running the law enforcement. These people are among us now to this
Right.
day.
Absolutely.
And so when you see a little kid in high school doing that, that's their grandmother, their grandfather, somebody taught them that.
That's right.
They felt comfortable enough to do that and post it on social media.
Right.
That's outrageous.
Yeah, that is bad.
Yeah.
But I have to be optimistic about these things
Right.
because we say it to each other all the time.
That's right.
So what's the difference? How do we feel about that? If we're going to say it to each other, how are we going to be better than them? And what makes it better for us to say it than them saying it?
Well, it's a big difference.
You know what? When I was in California, there was a kid there, and he came to my house and he kept wanting to say that all the my N-word. Hey, what's up, my N-word? And I told him at point blank, I'm from Alabama. I don't want to hear that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do not want to hear that from you. One day, a little white girl came by, and she said it, and I was appalled. I said, "What?" I was outraged, and she says, "Well, I said it with an A on the end, like that made it better. That doesn't make it any better."
Right.
But the fact that people feel comfortable doing that these days is this is unacceptable.
Yeah.
What you got,
I'm
Courtney?
not, I'm not.
I believe what happened. It really wasn't much information on the article, but the charcoal mask.
Right,
Yeah.
right,
Yeah.
I think she just went and bought some paint just to do that.
right.
Uh-huh.
Put the mask on.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but
That. Yeah.
but that
it made it
com-
come
that
back.
comment,
The
yeah,
comment.
that
but the
comment
comment,
is what
right,
made
right,
it
right.
different.
Well,
That's what made it
well,
different.
Let me say this first. We don't know what happened.
Yeah. It's just on
But
Facebook.
This is what was on Facebook. We
Facebook.
don't know what's happening. We don't know what happened.
Right.
And I don't know the whole story. So let me say that first of all.
Right.
But what I saw, this is what I saw, and this is what I interpreted from it.
Right.
And
Right.
if it was like that, it's wrong.
Right. That's
But
right.
we also got to talk about if she did it, why is it okay for us to say it? You know what I'm
It
saying?
isn't. It isn't.
It is.
It isn't.
It
It really
is.
isn't. It's an insult.
It's an insult.
It's an insult. So I mean, we shouldn't say to each other,
Yeah, we shouldn't
Right.
say it
you
to
know,
each
and
other.
especially in this climate of consciousness. Huh? Yeah. Oh yeah, we got some people are commenting on this too. They're
Yeah, I'm
talking about
gonna
this.
go down and read
Yeah.
the Facebook stuff. You know, I don't think we have any comments on it yet, but let me go down. We hadn't said hello to Facebook anyway. So hello Facebook, T Brunson's first, and she says I love that song. So I guess she was talking about the first song you play. Hey T, how you doing, baby? She said I love
Bad
that
Boy
song.
song?
Yeah, I guess that's what she's talking about. Hey baby, and say here's a big man for me. Jenny Ware says, hey y'all. Howard Ray says, hello, my favorite people. Travell Carter says, hey Big Unc, how you doing, nephew? You doing all right? Jackie Work, my cousin over in Georgia says, it's that time of the week. And yes, it is. Arenzo Thickpen says you. We're gonna let you come over here and let you try to beat him, okay? Ezel Philandra, hey, Philandra, how you doing? She says good evening, family. Doris Purifo says hello, everyone. Hello. T says I hear your mom, so she hear her mom back there talking. Cherry says evening, Sheriff. How you doing? You and my brother, y'all take care out there in Shorter. And then it says, say something to Courtney. Kendi, you're here. Jacqueline Work says, Brenda Brown and 5 others are watching. Hey, how y'all doing, everybody? Angela Hamilton, hey, Angela, how you doing? She's watching. Arenzo Thickpen says, in my opinion, nothing should happen to those guys. Okay, that's a comment on what you said.
Right.
And you know what? I might be with that. I mean, that had to be a long time ago. People make mistakes.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? And
Right.
I, sometimes I might agree with that and sometimes I might not.
Right.
But I'm thinking this time I'm with Arenzo Thickpen, but that's something, that's my opinion.
Right.
That's my opinion. Miss Provo, hey, how you doing, Miss Provo and Mr. Provo out there? Thank you for joining us. Travell Carter's watching again. And Thickpen said that was a long time ago, unless they lie about it now as if it didn't happen. What we did in college is not a reflection of us today. And that could be true.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
And I know some of the things I did in college I wouldn't do to this day.
No, you know
I
what?
wouldn't
You
do
know
it
what?
then.
That makes a good point because I'm going to tell you. I'm gonna confess something, right? And then we all got to think about this.
Yeah,
The time is so
really.
different, right? When I was in high school in the '80s, right?
Mhm.
I'm gonna just say it. People would talk bad about gay people,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
And I'm sure that there was a time that I've said something disparaging, not meaning any real harm.
Right.
But if somebody tried to pull that up today and say, "Hey, you homophobic today,"
Right.
I got best friends that are gay. So it's not a reflection of how I am today.
right.
So I can
Times
see
are
how he is.
different.
Times are different,
Times are
right?
different, man.
I can see that.
And people change.
Yeah.
Change. That's right.
People change.
Yep.
So
Redemption is possible.
Right.
Redemption is possible. Yeah.
So Nikki Hall is watching. Hey, Nikki Hall. Steen Pound is watching. Hey, Steen, how you doing? She says, hey to everybody. Mike
Steen.
Provo, how you doing, Mike? You're doing great. And I got to keep saying Mike Provo is doing a great job down at the Macon County Sheriff Department.
Okay.
And so, the other guys, too. I
Absolutely.
think we got a great team of people, great team of young men and women that's here for the right purpose. So have to congratulate them and just, give them a round of applause.
Yeah.
And then Arenzo Thickpen says, y'all got to remember, most people, especially in Alabama, people were taught to commit these
That's right.
atrocities.
Right.
Yep.
Right.
And they're right. And
right.
it's only now that the culture climate is starting to change dramatically. The
Yep.
difference between now and then is a reflection of technology
Yep.
and being optimistic.
Right.
We as Bama folk don't see life the same way.
Right.
The West Coast is way different than the South. Alabama still has a lot of growing up to do.
That's right.
And that's totally right.
He
That's
did
right.
That's totally dead
That's right. That's
Good
when
point,
I was-
Rennie.
Good
that's-
point, Rennie.
Yeah, that's a
Thank
good
you
one.
for those
Yep.
comments.
Yep.
And Booty Rush is watching. And Mike Provo said, what's up, Sheriff and the radio crew?
Yo.
Y'all gotta
What's up?
give him a wave over there.
What's
Michael Dawkins says, hey, guys. And Jamise Harris said, hello, Sheriff. And I guess the crew cut off. Felicia Moss is watching. Hey, Felicia, how you doing?
Felicia.
Jamise Harris says, Courtney. Hey, and Courtney. There you go.
Yeah.
So that's everybody on Facebook Live right now, and y'all keep the comments coming. And it's great. Oh, okay. I don't see those, but Sylvester McPherson, Howard Harvey, Adrian
What's up,
Taylor,
Howard?
Dick Stinson, and Jim Johnson. I don't know why I don't
Sylvester
see him
watching?
here. Yeah, I don't know.
Communicate
why.
in the building.
Communicator.
Communicate in the
All
building.
Right.
Hey, and
That's my
everybody.
man.
But those were very, very good points on that.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, and then what do you say to a young lady that young?
Mm-hmm.
What do you say to her? These
Right.
are things, I mean, she might not even know better.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? At that age,
Yeah.
Maybe she don't know better.
Probably
maybe,
don't know.
Well-
and maybe it was a joke,
But
but
you
a
know
bad
what?
joke.
Let me
was
tell
a
you,
joke.
Joke, yeah.
you made a good point though that we really don't know what happens, and see they got something out here. We all know what these memes are.
Right.
People will take a picture and turn it into something
What
Yeah.
you talking
without
about?
your words,
Without-
And put a
without your
title-
real words.
Right.
Put a
They'll just
title-
take a picture and
Right.
put the title on there
Right.
Yeah,
and
they
make
really-
you look bad.
Right. You're right.
So I mean, it could be a meme. You,
gotta
don't
be
know.
careful.
That's right. You have to be careful.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You gotta be
And like I
careful.
said, we don't know what it was that could have happened.
Yep.
Right.
So if that did happen, I apologize.
Yeah, right.
But this is what it looks like.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Let's
Right.
get that point across. This is what it looks like.
Right. Right.
And if it didn't happen, then it's okay.
Yeah.
Okay, it's
Oh,
time
yeah.
for the job. We'll be right back after these messages.
Hey Tuskegee, make sure you watch the Macon County Sheriff's Report with Sheriff Andre Brunson every day at 6 a.m. and 6 p.m. on Tuskegee Virtual TV, Channel 181 in town, and Channel 19 on the TU campus, hosted by Booty Rush. Be sure to check out our live stream every Thursday evening on YouTube at Tuskegee Virtual. We're keeping Tuskegee in the know.
And you know this. And you know this.
All right, we're back. We're back.
Hey, we back again. And Renzo Thickpen has another good comment. It says, and I got a message from the Macon County Commission. We need to create local laws on the county level that punish people on hate-related crimes, the people from outside the county coming into Macon County. We as citizens of Tuskegee, Macon County didn't live in fear. We are in the class by ourselves. We have to, we're in the class by ourselves. We have to remember that because we will always be tested as black folk, the Emancipation Proclamation was done way before they hung us from trees.
Right.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, you know what? You can get so deep in it.
Yeah.
And I don't want to make this a prejudice thing.
Yeah.
And
That's
talk
right.
about black and white hate,
Right.
you know, and those
Yeah.
kind of things. But we're in a great place, and we're in a great place.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's a unique place.
Unique,
Right.
very
you know,
unique,
you look at the
special.
structure,
Right.
definitely. You look
Yeah.
at, you know, all the people that are in charge here. So it is a unique place.
Right.
And we are kind of special here, and a lot of things that people go through, we don't go through here.
That's right.
That's
You
true.
know what I'm saying?
You're
And
right.
it's true.
You're
That's
right.
true.
You know, most of the hate and the crimes is us on us.
That's right.
And those are the things we try to prevent. And
That's
those
right.
are the things that we hate.
That's right.
Because we shouldn't have hate crimes here amongst us.
That's right.
Right.
You know,
Right.
we ought to be doing better, and I think
That's
we're
true.
doing good right now.
Yeah.
I think we
Yeah.
are. I think
Yeah.
the crime has gone down
Down,
a lot.
yep.
Yeah.
I think people are paying more attention to people's well-being here.
Absolutely.
And I just think everything is a lot better right now.
It is.
Right.
And we
We're
have
working
to
on it.
continue. They're working on it.
Working
We're
on it.
working on it.
That's right.
Right.
And it just has to continue to get better.
Absolutely.
And I always tell you, this ain't about being prejudiced. It's not about black and white, because we got some great white people here.
That's right.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying?
Great
we
white
really
people.
do.
We really do.
Just as we got some great black people.
That's
So
right.
it's not all about that.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? And I always say that, and I always mean that. That is true. So we never try to make it a racial thing, a prejudice thing, but you do see things outside and some things inside that make you say, hey, we need to talk about
Talk
that.
about it.
Right.
And when we're talking about things, we're not trying to get on nobody else. We're trying to make it better for us.
That's right.
And we have to understand what's going on here.
Right.
And we have to understand what's going on around
Around-
us.
that's right.
You know,
Yeah.
certain things we do here, we can't go to Albany and do.
No.
And don't need to. And
You
don't
ain't
need
getting
to.
there.
You're
You know what
right.
I'm saying?
You're right.
And
Yeah.
we don't need to. Certain things we do, we can't go to Montgomery, nowhere else.
That's
to do.
right.
Yeah.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? And we're kind of more personal with each other.
That's
Right.
And that's what I
absolutely.
tell my officers. We're more personal with people here, you know, and it's good because we know most people by names.
Right.
Most
Right.
people we have a personal relationship
Right.
with, and it just makes law enforcement a whole lot better.
Absolutely.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I try to tell my guys, we have to listen.
Right.
You know, we have to be part of the community. We have to listen to what's going on.
Right,
You
right.
know, we can't take people in the community through things that we see everywhere else.
Right.
You know, knock
Right.
on wood, we hadn't had any police-related shootings.
Right.
You
Right,
know what
right.
I'm saying, and things like that. And
Right.
we have to continue that.
Absolutely.
You know, I'd rather wait that extra second or the extra 2 seconds and put myself
Yeah.
in danger than to harm somebody else.
That's right.
Right.
That's
and,
right.
and,
Right.
and do that because I'm afraid or I'm scared or don't know my
Yeah.
job.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And
Right.
that's where it comes into training and that kind of stuff, and not
Training.
knowing people and not knowing what they're doing, things like that.
Right.
Yeah.
Very
So
important.
very important.
Very important.
You
Right.
got to know your
Right.
community. You got to know your people.
That's right.
Not saying that that wouldn't happen, but
Right.
we wait that extra time.
That's right.
To give them the benefit of the doubt.
Absolutely.
And that's what I would expect my guys to do.
Right.
Well,
Very
I want to give a quick shout out to the family of the young man that was killed in Birmingham
Mhm.
by the police officer.
Yeah. Yeah.
They just acquitted the officer of that. And, you know, when we talk about these situations, and there's a whole group of people that say the only way that you can defeat a bad guy with a gun is with a good guy with a gun, and that doesn't always work out. And the officer rushed in, and he thought that this young man was the perpetrator.
Right.
Now, see, that's one of the dangers of people going in there and being like vigilantes, taking
Yeah,
matters
yeah,
into their own hands.
Not trained.
Not trained. Well, no,
trained.
he was prior military,
Yeah, but
so he knew how to handle it. But he was not a police officer. he did not have a uniform on.
Right.
And if an officer rushes into the situation, black or white, and you see a man with a gun and he's pointing at somebody and he doesn't have a badge, or you would be quick to do something about that, because he has
Eliminate the threat.
especially if you are called to a situation where you have an active shooter and you know you're going in to look for somebody with a gun.
That's right.
Right? Now, when the sheriff just said he would wait that extra second, it depends on what the situation is, because I think if you go up into a situation and the man has a gun in his hand, you might be a little bit more quick on the trigger,
Right.
because you're trying to protect somebody else. So hats off to the family up there, and I feel bad for the whole situation.
Right.
But let's keep some peace up there. I don't want to see any kind of violence or any retaliation or anything up there. I don't think any of us want to see anything like that.
Well, every situation is different.
Yeah.
We never know what the police officer saw and what he thought. Maybe he thought he was doing right. You know what I'm saying? And it's always sad to see some innocent person gets killed.
Right.
But that young man could have been trying to save somebody.
Right.
And that's what hurts me.
Right.
He could have been trying to do the right thing.
Right.
As a military person, he could have been trying to do the right thing.
right.
Yeah.
Thinking that
Right.
his weapon would save somebody.
Right.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that's what I always think.
Right.
He probably was trying to save somebody
That's
and
right.
save himself
Self
too.
too. Exactly.
You know
Yep.
what I'm saying? Because
Right.
if he had a gun, he figured they wouldn't come after him or trying to help somebody else.
Right.
Right.
So we and then you feel bad for the officer too.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Because
Right.
I'm sure he thought he was doing the right
Right.
thing.
Exactly.
You know
exactly.
what I'm saying? So it's bad on both sides
Right.
and both ways.
Then we don't really know all the
We
facts.
really
Right.
don't know all
We
the
don't.
facts.
We
We really
don't.
don't know all the facts.
But you
Right.
still have to pray for both families.
Yes.
families,
Pray for
though.
both
Pray for
families.
both families.
Right.
So back here,
Hey, I see
had
my
a couple more,
classmate, Zon Collins, my
comments
classmate.
here.
Hey.
Hey, Willie Kirk, Dr. Kirk out there says, hello there, Sheriff. You are doing an outstanding job. Keep up the good work. And thank you, Dr. Kirk. Dr. Kirk is real active in the political world out there.
Okay.
And does a great job around here.
Okay.
And
Willie
thank you,
Kirk.
Dr. Kirk. My sister, Yanni Higdon is watching. Hey, Yanni, how you doing? My buddy, Tommy Brown, how you doing, Tommy? He says, hello, Sheriff Bronson and the crew. Frank Lee is watching. Hey, Frank, how you doing?
Frank.
And he says, top of the evening to everybody. And Frank, got to congratulate you and thank you for doing such a great job last week during the supposedly storm.
The
Snow.
The
unstorm. The
But you know
unstorm.
what? But you know what? They did a great job.
That's
In
right.
preparation,
and
yeah.
they did a great
They were ready.
job, and they did what they had to do to keep the kids safe.
Absolutely.
And I'm always okay with that.
Safe
and
and
then
sorry.
some people say, hey, why do we make, but
Yeah.
hey, they did the right thing.
That's right.
And it's better to be safe than
I'm sorry.
sorry.
Absolutely.
Because the
Yep.
first time something happened and we didn't take these precautions,
That's right.
man, everybody going to be so upset.
That's right.
That's
You know,
right.
keep the kids home near you and safe.
Right.
Make sure everything's going all right. I'd rather keep them home than take a chance with something happening. And they read the signs, and the signs said we were going to have snow and that kind of
That's
stuff.
right.
And
Yeah.
we're not equipped to handle that.
No, we're not.
I bet the kids loved it though.
Yeah, they did.
It was sunny.
It was sunny, they outside playing.
PlayStation all day.
Oh,
And Brother Thickpan said, as a whole, we are going really good. At the same time, I personally watch what happens around the state. We are closely connected, and among us, we know what's going on. It's food for thought. All I'm saying is that we have to have a legal foundation. That's all. And you're right.
Right,
You're
right,
definitely
right.
Hey, tell me where you are, Arinda. Where are you right now? And type that in for me, and I can say hello to Madison Johnson, my roommate, my college roommate, football player, great buddy down in Florida.
Okay.
Margaret Cardell is here, is watching, and Kevin Long is watching. Shannon Oliver says, enjoying the show from North Alabama. Thank you.
Shannon.
Cornelius Dixon is watching. Hey, Cornelius, how you doing? Shannon Oliver is from North Alabama. Hey, Shannon Oliver.
From Tuskegee.
So we'll wait on Arinda to get back and tell us where he's watching from. And we'll keep going with the show.
Okay,
Yeah.
let's go.
So I don't know much about if the young lady was punished at Auburn or if it really happened like that.
Right.
But we need to look
Right.
closely at that. But what I would tell our young men and our young women here is that, those are things that we shouldn't say.
Right.
And we can't expect better if we don't give better to each other.
That's right.
Exactly.
And we hear that all day,
All day.
all around, and a lot of us say, oh, we can say it to each other.
Right, right.
Right.
But that's not respecting each other.
Right.
It's not.
But we
You
need
know,
to expect more from each other
We need to
than that.
expect more
Something
each
like
other.
that. That's
Right.
Right. We need to demand more from each other.
that's it.
Mm-hmm.
And Arinda is watching from Seattle, Washington, way at the SeaTac Airport,
Oh, wow.
heading to Alaska from Miami. Boy,
You move all over the place, ain't you?
Hey man, and really appreciate those comments, Arenza. You know, those were
Rennie,
great.
Rennie.
Yeah. But you're doing a lot of traveling, and Peaches Tuggle says hello. She's watching. Okay. But you know, I knew this would be a topic for the instigator here.
Yo, yeah, he
Oh,
loves
buddy.
it.
And we got to put a muzzle on him a little bit.
Oh, no.
And we
Oh,
can't
no.
let him be X-rated on here and
Yeah.
saying
No.
all those things because I know he want to get loose, but we just got to,
Yeah.
you know, we got to talk about it in a great way.
Hey, I'm
Right.
just keeping it real.
Yeah,
I'm just
we
keeping it real
talk
because you know
about it in a great
it's a
way.
whole bunch of people out there that feel how I feel about this.
I mean, I'm
Yeah.
sure.
You know,
I'm
and,
sure.
and the thing about it is, you know, when we talk about things like this, we have to really confront it head on because we don't know what was in the young lady's head. Like it was said, she might have been putting on one of those seaweed masks
That's
or something
right,
like that.
that's right.
And somebody made a meme out of it.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
it did. You know,
and that could have happened.
Could've happened.
it really could happen.
Could happen.
But the fact that somebody felt it was comfortable and okay to do that,
Right.
you know,
So whoever did that is the person that we talking to.
Yeah,
Yes.
we're talking to them.
Because they actually said it.
That's right.
So when you talk about a young lady like that, and if she did that, what do you say to the parents? I mean, what do you say? And it doesn't have to be the parents' fault,
Right.
though.
Right.
You know, because
Right.
I know my kids.
Mm-hmm.
I know my kids might say anything when I'm not there.
Right.
But I know when I'm around, they're not going to
They'll
do
do
that.
that. That's
We
right.
can't
Right.
say what they'll do when they're not around you.
That's
That's
right.
So
right.
that might not even be the parents' fault.
That's right.
We can't even say that.
That's right.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And then that child might have said, "Oh, I'm just making a joke."
But get a
Right.
joke. Yeah.
You know what
Right.
I'm saying? So you don't know, but those are not ways to joke. But
No,
maybe
we
they
can't
were
joke
saying
like
Right.
that.
And being young and immature, they didn't know that.
Right.
Right.
So we can't say anything. We just debating on what we
What we're
think she
looking at,
said,
yeah.
what we're looking at.
We're just looking at it at face value.
At face
Right.
value.
Yep.
Mhm.
That's right.
So I'm sure, Mr. Instigator, you done said some bad words to people.
Oh yeah,
A lot
oh,
of
yeah. I've gone in on them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, she did
Oh,
apologize.
she did apologize. Great.
Oh,
that's
good.
Well, that's good.
Hey,
then.
update.
Of course, they didn't show that, but they said she did apologize, and
Well, that's
great.
good.
That's
Yeah,
a good
that's good.
update.
Yeah,
Good
that's a
update.
great update.
Yep.
So we got Bernard Oliver on Facebook Live, Toby McGee,
Toby.
Kevin Long, and Tanisha Sanford, and those names.
Okay.
I don't know why I don't see those names. You know, also Sawanda Hines. Hey, my sister out there on 37, Sawanda. She says our sheriff is the real deal. Love him and his wife, and she is so sweet. I've never changed. Let's see. I've never.
Jocelyn.
And have never changed, always the same. Much respect for all the both of you guys. Thank you, my sister. I appreciate that. Kimberly DeVoe is watching. Hey, Chan Seegers. Hey, Chan, I've talked to you so many times today. Great job out there on 30, Chan, raising those cows and being a farmer out there. I told him I want to see some of those cows. I'm always putting them on Facebook. But Chan actually helped somebody today. There was a wreck out there with an 18-wheeler.
Wow.
I think the guy had a diabetic, some kind of diabetic issue, and he was
okay.
unconscious.
Oh,
wow.
And Chan was able to take him some cookies and
Wow.
some sweets, and they gave him to him, and he gained consciousness. But he
Okay.
actually had a wrecking 18-wheeler. So we
man.
have, hey, let's get Chan a round of applause.
Yeah, let's give him
that's
big
a
round
good
of
one.
applause. Let's find them clappers. There we go. Let's go.
Hey, great job, Chan, and that's what we talk about, people getting involved to help people.
Yeah.
And we got to do more and more of that.
Right.
And if Chan don't mind saying, Chan is a white male,
Right.
and you never change.
Never change.
So we're not talking about prejudiced people
Right.
around here. We're not talking about a black and white issue because it's not.
It's not.
It's about
Yeah.
people living in the community and living together and doing the right thing for each other.
Absolutely.
And that's what we want to see.
And it's- yeah.
Chan joins the show every Thursday night.
Okay. Yeah.
Yep.
You know,
That's great. That's
and
great.
if it wasn't for Chan, we wouldn't have known about this accident today.
Wow.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So I mean, I have to tell Chan, thank you.
Yeah.
It's
And
about
the-
the content of the character.
There you
That's
go.
what it's
Yeah.
about.
There you
Yeah.
go. That's what it is.
Continue to carry.
Gail Hall is watching. Hey, Gail, how you doing? That's my boy Power Mama out there on County Road 7 down in White Church.
Great church.
Kimberly
Hey,
DeVoe
Shorty.
says, hey, from Bullock County. Hey, Bullock County is watching. Hey, how you doing down there in Bullock County? Gail Hall says, hello, Coach, how you doing? We doing fine. And Randall Thickpen says, applause. Give yourself applause. And that's
Nice,
great,
nice.
man.
Great.
You know, and just an interesting topic tonight, and we always talk about, you know, things like this, and we
Right.
want to put in perspective with our young black people
Right.
what's
Exactly.
going on. And we try to teach our people how
Right.
to act and what to do and how to survive in this
Absolutely.
world.
That's right.
You know,
Right.
and it's dangerous going out there and saying these things. It's dangerous going out there and being this way.
Right.
You
Right.
know,
Yes.
and hopefully, you know, things will get better over the years. And they have
Right.
gotten better over the
Yeah,
years.
they have.
But we do get a slump every now and then.
Yeah.
But I keep saying in Tuskegee, we're in a unique place.
Unique,
Yeah,
very
We're in a
unique.
very
man.
unique place.
And we need to
Very
take
unique
advantage
place.
of it the best way we can, though. You know, there's a lot of people here,
Yeah.
a lot of brilliant minds, like we always
Yeah,
say.
Right.
yeah, yeah.
A lot
Right.
of brilliant minds.
Right.
But it is Black History Month.
It's Black History
That's
Month.
it.
So
That's it.
tell me something great that happened in Black History Month. Tell
Well,
me,
I mean,
give me somebody.
You. I mean, right now, you know, this the sheriff report, Tuskegee Virtual, WBZ, Black Conscious, man, we're making history
Yeah.
right here in Macon County.
You're definitely
You know,
right.
Tiger Time, we're making history right here.
Yes.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
when you
That's
go back
right.
and reflect back years later
Yeah.
down the line, like, well, we used to watch the sheriff report
Yeah,
all the
yeah.
time.
Yep.
Yeah.
We used to Black Conscious all the time, Tiger
Right.
Time all the time. You know, Hear Me
Yeah,
TV
that's
all
right.
the time. You know what I'm saying? We're making
Yeah.
history right now
That's
as we
it.
speak.
Yeah, you're right
That's
about
it.
that.
Yeah.
And you know, one thing I think about and talk about history, you know, I like to go back to the black sheriffs that
Right.
were before me.
Right.
And we've had some great black sheriffs before
Absolutely.
me.
Absolutely.
And, you know, I feel proud, and I know I'm part of history being, you know, a black sheriff here in Macon County. And, you know, I just want to follow in their footsteps.
Right.
You know, all of those guys, you know, you start back with Amerson, you know, and Dawson,
Right.
you know, Sheriff Warren, and then
Right.
myself.
And look,
You know.
Amerson was the first black
First
sheriff
black sheriff.
in the state.
In the
That's
state.
right. That's
You
right.
know, and that is definitely history. And
Yeah.
you think about what he did
Mm-hmm.
back there in that time.
Yes.
You know what? I mean, he had to have a rough time.
Ooh-wee.
Yeah.
You know, you think about the first person he went out to arrest.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Right,
He had to
right.
be a very tough and thorough guy
Yeah.
to do that.
Absolutely.
Right.
You know, and then Dawson wasn't far behind.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? Dawson wasn't far behind.
He was one of
bro.
the first black,
Black state troopers.
trooper. That's right.
Right,
That's
right,
right. Yeah.
right.
So he
In this
wasn't-
town.
In this town.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
So he wasn't far behind.
That's right.
And then you think about Sheriff Warren.
That's right.
Sheriff
Right,
Warren
right.
followed those guys, and he did a great job.
Great job. That's
and
right.
he wasn't far behind.
Far behind.
And then look, I'm just coming.
Hear me.
So I'm definitely not far behind.
That's right. That's right.
And you look at it, only 3 guys before me.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Only 3 guys before me.
In Macon County.
That's,
Macon
that's
County.
heavy.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's heavy.
Yeah, that is
heavy.
great. That is
Yeah,
great.
yeah.
So
That's history.
you know, I feel proud.
Right. Right.
And I want to make everybody here proud of what I do, and it is part of history.
Right. Right.
You know what I'm saying? And we're doing, and we're being a big part of the history here.
Right, right.
And we just got to keep it going.
Got to.
Yeah.
You know, you talk about George Washington Carver, Booker T. You know, all those people have made the Tuskegee Airmen.
That's right.
You know, we need to talk about somebody every week. You know, about black history here, and we
Yeah.
definitely have a lot of black history here.
Right.
You know, Rosa Parks. You talk. I mean,
Right.
it's so many
So
that
many.
you can't even name.
That's
Well,
right.
I'm gonna. Here's my one for this week. For this week, I'm gonna talk about my great grandfather who founded Tuskegee University and hired Booker T. Washington.
That's right.
Okay, so February of 1881, the legislature funded Tuskegee. Lewis Adams confronted them and asked them for the money. So he got the money in 1881 February. June 1881, they get Booker T down here.
Okay.
June 24th.
June 24th.
July 4th, Tuskegee opens its doors for the first time at Butler Chapel Church.
A lot of people didn't know that.
A lot of people don't know that.
Right.
Yeah, right. And we know the reason why they didn't talk about Lewis Adams is because Lewis Adams had an illegal education.
Right.
He was educated during slavery,
Right.
which was highly illegal.
Right.
And he did not want to take the risk because he had 16 children. So he said, look, we're going to put it on you.
Okay.
You got an official degree, Booker T. You take over. He was 24 years old.
Right.
And so he brought in some fresh blood. He took them all over Tuskegee and says, this is the dude that's going to build up the school for us.
Wow.
Now, that's my little piece of history for today.
Oh man,
That's
you know,
all
right.
I didn't realize that's a great
Yes,
grandfather.
Yeah.
yes.
Man, I didn't even realize
Yeah.
that. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
So we got a couple comments here. Captain Harrison says hello. Frank Lee says Lucius Amerson, first black sheriff, which we just said. Didn't see that before. Frank Lee said Bernice Austin Alexander. That's Dr. Brooks' mother. She was the first female deputy in the state.
Wow.
In the South.
In the South.
Wow, that's great.
Right.
Wow, that is
Mr.
heavy.
Thickpen says I would like to salute my grandmother, Mary Ashford Irving, for her contributions to Shiloh, Sumter County, and Macon County schools as a school teacher.
Wow,
I
Shiloh.
learned that Grandma Mary was also the first black superintendent in the state of Alabama.
Wow.
I don't have to tell you all about Greenwood Missionary Baptist Church.
No, you don't.
We know all about Greenwood. Hey, and our friend Belinda Copeland Sullivan has joined us. Hey, Bree, how you doing?
Bree, what's up?
And Bree is doing a great job teaching our kids,
That's
our
right.
children, not only teaching them schoolwork, teaching them how to be men and women.
There you go.
And you can't beat that.
Can't beat that.
Can't beat
Can't beat
that.
that.
So she's doing a great job. She says, hello, my family.
Right.
Monique Smith LaCour. Hey, Monique, my buddy out there. And Mr. LaCour, Deputy LaCour, is out working tonight, keeping us safe while we're in here. And how you doing, Monique and Deputy LaCour? Those are great people.
Right.
And Monique does something interesting. She works at the police department and the sheriff department, and that is great. And we got to say hello to Ronnie Sykes, Kathy Harrison, and Lana Bronson. That's my niece Lana there. But I don't know why those names not coming up on mine. I have to see why. But all great people. Hello to everybody. And I know it's about time for us to wind down what we're talking about. But we're going to be coming with you some kind of history, black history.
Right.
You know, every time we hit the show this
That's right.
That's
That's
it.
right.
But, you know, I got to give a shout out to everybody in Macon County. You know, appreciate the work you're doing. Appreciate the work we're doing, bringing this community and this county together. I also have to give out a shout to all the people that's telling us and showing us what to do with this work for us.
That's right.
You know, Joe, Peblin, everybody in that group want to say thank you. And we did see a sign that says Popeyes is coming
Yeah.
on.
Right.
Oh,
Coming soon,
38.
baby.
Hey,
So
Coming
you
soon.
gotta be workforce ready.
Right.
And we gotta continue to be workforce ready. So
That's
let's
right.
do everything possible so we
Right.
can make this place a better place, and we start with economics.
Right.
Right.
And we can't do that if we are not prepared to get these jobs.
Yep.
So prepare yourself to get these jobs. And I got to say one thing, got to give a congratulations to Lieutenant Sullen, who's now Captain Sullen. Got a
Captain
promotion
Sullen.
today.
Congratulations.
And,
Congratulations.
Sergeant Walker, who is now Lieutenant Walker.
Hey.
got,
All right. Congratulations.
He got a promotion today, and we
Okay.
had a nice little thing down at the sheriff department.
Okay.
And got to get those guys a round of applause and
Let's
say,
give a round of applause.
you know, thank you for the hard work they have put forth. And you're going to see them playing even a bigger role because I already work them to death.
I know that's right.
But those are two guys from the community that cares about this community and have everybody's best interest at heart. And those are two very good officers.
We'll give a round of
So
applause.
go give them a round
Give
of
him a round of
applause.
applause.
That's a great thing.
Right.
You know, those guys deserve it. And guess what I got? Bernice Dawson is back.
Uh-oh.
Oh, wow.
I swore Bernice Dawson in today.
Oh, boy.
She gonna be riding in her deputy sheriff car. And it's great to see Bernice out there, man.
And dry right, y'all.
You all- Bernice
Wow.
gonna slow him down for
Yes,
us.
sir.
You know, Bernice gonna slow him down for us, and you know that's a great thing.
Right, right.
Just out there keeping everybody safe.
Absolutely.
And she gonna definitely do that.
Oh, yes.
She gonna definitely
Oh,
do that.
yes.
And I just want to say thank you to her, you know, for giving her time and coming back with us. You know, me and Bernice been friends for a long time, and she's been a great officer in this community.
Right.
One thing about it, everybody respect Bernice. And you know, when she's out there, she's not playing.
That's
You
right.
better act like you know.
You better. But she's gonna keep everybody safe, man.
Hey,
She-
before we get too far away from this
Oh, man.
economic thing, I want to give a shout out to the Macon County Economic Development Authority and
Of
Joe
course.
Turner and
Oh,
those
right,
guys.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
And you beat me to the punch talking about that Popeye sign out there.
yeah.
But now let me address this because they put that sign, they put that on Facebook earlier. And to all you trolls out there that have negative comments about Popeye's chicken, cut that out.
Right.
Okay. We need the economic development. We need the money. If it's not your cup of tea, don't go on Facebook bad mouthing our new restaurant coming up.
Right.
So that just thumbs down to the trolls.
Amen. Our food.
Yeah,
there
you go.
Amen.
Now,
There
let me
you
give
go.
a shout out to Mathis Financial, and Bernard is coming up here in a few minutes. Mathis Financial is always hooking up the stuff, and you want to definitely get your future together, so you want to do that.
Money man.
Yes.
Money man.
Hey, look, I went to Lynch Toyota again, too, and they really hooked me up yesterday, so
Okay.
hats off to Mike and those guys. Go to Lynch, and don't go to the other guys in Montgomery.
Okay.
All right? And shout out to Tiger Time. They're coming up next, so stay tuned. They're going to be hitting the airwaves in just a few minutes.
Okay.
They'll be on live. And shout out to Mr. Powell. Back with us, man.
All right.
Appreciate
all
you
right.
being back, man.
All right.
Yep.
I didn't really give my shout out, but I'm gonna let you go first, and because I didn't say nothing to my wife and my kids.
You got you
Give
right
my
there.
shout out. Yeah, she right there with CB.
You get in
CB
trouble.
TV and my kids at home,
Mm-hmm.
my grandson, my mother, and everybody, my brother, my sister-in-law, my nieces, my nephew. I see my niece Lana on here get sent some hearts and says hello. Got to say hello to everybody. Give them a shout out. I see my cousin Annette from Atlanta's on here watching. Hey Annette, how you doing? And our buddy Johnny Burton down at Yabba's. Hey brothers, how you doing? And Renzo says, hey, way to go, Macon County Economic Development Authority. Please ask them to be on future calls, and they will. Maxine Howard says hello, and Maxine's watching. So shout out to everybody in Macon County. Shout out to my family. Shout out to my sheriff department. Shout out to Captain Sutherland, Lieutenant Walker, Bernice Dawson. And I got to say, Kennebrew, you coming up next. And he's going to be Sergeant Kennebrew, which he already is, but I hadn't
Okay.
done this year. And I want to
Gotcha.
do him publicly just like I did everybody
Right,
else. But
right.
those
Yep.
guys are doing a great job. And just got to give everybody a shout out and tell everybody keep doing what you're doing. Care about what you're doing. Care about the county. Care about what's going on here in the county. And thank you, Tuskegee University, and everybody else that's trying to do the right thing.
That's
All
it.
right. That's about to end our program, you guys. I want to give a big shout out to the guys here, everybody here today. Big shout out to the guys at this station here, 100.7 WBZ, the Triple C's, the communicator, the co-pilot, and the connector. I'd like to give a big shout out to my wife and kids. Love you guys. And also a big shout out, man, to it's Black History Month, man. So therefore, learn a little something about Black history, man. This month, something that you
That's
don't
it.
already know. Or
That's it.
make history. You
Make
know what I'm
history.
saying?
Yeah, make history.
You know what I mean? That's what you need
Make
to
some
do.
good history.
Make some good history. Yeah,
There
make
you
some
go.
good history.
Yeah.
That's been our time, y'all. It is February 7th, 2019. Black History Month, y'all. We up out of here. Peace.
Yeah.